Hi listeners, Ram Big Thighs here. What's that? You've never heard my voice before? Well, you could hear plenty more from me and my friends if you subscribe to the Goblins and Growlers Patreon at patreon.com/goblinsgrowlers.
What if I'm rolling history to remember my time of spoons?
You will not bang them, metal spoons. You will not bang them. They're out of tunes.
Oh, tunes.
You will not bang them at night or noon.
I hate that I want to give Brandon inspiration.
Okay, I said
for
a
that.
6, but it's a 9 because there's a dot underneath it. And then I get 3 from my performance. So that's a 12.
That's a whole different roll.
Yeah, it is. That's the dot. The dot threw me off. Look, it's small.
Your charisma is only a +3?
My charisma is only a +3.
That blows my mind.
I know. I feel fairly charismatic myself.
He hasn't taken any ability increases.
I don't know how I've leveled up, to be honest, or which numbers of things I've missed.
Have you been
at some
leveling
point.
up? You're supposed to be level
don't know.
9.
Yeah, I mean, I got 9 in the box, but it doesn't mean I did all the other things.
This is Quid Pro Roll, a fantasy live play adventure where a party of unlikely heroes embark on a quest to bring dragons back to their world.
Well, howdy, listeners. Welcome to the Daily Crier Listening Show, where all the news and Varian and beyond can make its way, well, right to you. Now, with Solinar having skimmed through the wreckage of the sabotage printing press, finding some curious and gruesome items of note, the party reconvenes at the inn just outside of town. Pressure is on as they try to come up with a plan to infiltrate the palace, steal the crown, and exfiltrate with their lives. This is no easy task, and fortunately, they turn to Koz's new friends in their red-feathered hideout. Let's listen in and see where this goes. Don't forget to cover your tracks, listeners. And as always, y'all take care now.
You all stand in the dark, well, at least torchlit, underground room in front of the table where the contact you had for the resistance is sitting with his elbows on the table and his face in his hands. He's just informed you that it is unwise to try and wyvern your way into the palace.
Well, we took it to a party vote, and we felt like that was the best course of action. So I'm not saying we're completely closed to other options, but I am saying this is a path that we would like to pursue.
Listen here, unwise guy. Get it? Because you told us this is unwise, and so you're an unwise guy. But really, you're a wise guy who's doling out wisdom. Listen here. You're the expert. We're here to listen to you. But, hear me out. Do you think they expect an attack from above?
He looks for a moment at you, kind of like, "Oh, well, I appreciate you listening to me," and then kind of sighs. We've been trying to think about how to get into the palace for a while now, and the wyverns are one of the Boros army's most treasured resources. They're going to protect them, and they're going to keep them pretty tight under lock.
Don't they have any wild wyverns?
If you would like to go out and try and tame a wyvern, you're welcome to do so. My understanding is it has a 60% fatality rate.
Well, also, don't they get their wyverns from Ocean Var? I feel like I heard they got their wyverns from Ocean Var.
They do.
There's got to be. If it's an invasive species, there's got to be some hanging around somewhere, wrecking the ecology.
Oh my god. Maybe some people were like, they went to Wyvernland and they were like, oh, look at it, so cute, right? Hatched from an egg. And then all of a sudden you're feeding it your whole chickens and you're like, I can't afford this. And then right down the toilet you go. And then all of a sudden you got wyverns in the sewers. You might have to
And then
just go back.
20 years later, you wonder why there ain't no chickens on this island anymore.
A baby wyvern is like the size of, I assume, of a Komodo dragon. So I'm just imagining you trying to cram a Komodo dragon down the toilet.
I think a Komodo dragon belongs in the toilet.
In the commode. And the nice thing about that is most of the bathrooms that I've used here are just holes in the ground
Brandon,
that go into a sewer system.
I hate this so much, but you were on fire tonight, and it both angers me and brings me joy.
Full credit to Josh. We got there at the same time.
So, wyverns being an invasive species, like, I wasn't expecting this to turn into essentially the QPR team cares about the ecosystem.
Now we gotta bring back dragons so they can take care of all the wyverns, and then we'll have to figure out how to take care of all the dragons. We'll have to bring back something even older.
Mm-hmm. Like bunnies.
Do you think that's how we got in all this trouble in the first place? Was this an old lady who swallowed the fly situation?
Probably. So, hey, here's a thought. So, all right, let's say for the sake of argument, we can't tame a wyvern, as unlikely as that might be. Or steal a wyvern, or something like that. What if, all right, you guys remember that time that fake dragon came along, and that dude was piloting it, and it was like some sort of balloon/machine? What if we did something like that?
It was a kobold.
Kobolds are people too.
We're not the size of a kobold boat.
Well, then you just build a bigger wyvern. Everything scales.
I will say, since we've got you here to consult, we did have some other ideas which got thrown out pretty quickly because we assumed that they were bad ideas, but I want to run them past you, someone who's actually done some scouting with regards to the palace. We were thinking about breaking in through the sewers as one possibility. Is that gated, guarded, things like that?
Around the entrances of where the palace would be, or close to it, yes. In general, no. It's where you go when you're in the least favor of the king.
So guarded, but guarded by people who have very little to lose with regards to the emperor's particular loyalties?
It is one of the shittiest details you can get as a palace guard.
I see what you did there.
Shit joke.
All jokes aside, there are guards posted nearby the entrances to the palace and near the exits to the roads near the palace. But in general, the sewers are relatively, I don't want to say safe, but unguarded.
There's someone in the palace who is friendly to us, and we think probably friendly to y'all, but maybe not aware y'all are here. Because we got a warning note.
What do you mean you got a warning note?
We got a warning note that we were being too apparent.
Conspicuous.
Observable.
He looks at the five of you and just goes, "You don't say."
The crazy part is, we weren't even all in the same place at the time. I was off doing something else.
I was doing something
there. A couple of us had split off. Yeah.
What did did you see this person?
Well, I didn't. Well, Boat, did you see the person?
I mean, sort of. I wasn't super paying attention during any interactions or anything. But, yeah.
Did they look like a citizen, a servant?
I mean, that seems kind of judgmental.
No, if they look like a citizen, then they might not be from the palace. If they look like a servant, they might be.
I don't really know the customs here very well,
Which is why I'm telling you and asking you.
If Boat's eyes go wide, he's like, aha! Yes, it was a really suspicious person. real like had a cloak pulled over their face, really hard to tell, just existed in shadows.
I didn't deliver this note.
No, you didn't, but they had a build similar to yours. Very feminine.
Oh. Solinar just looks at himself and is like,
Sexy.
feminine?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that high-waisted man. He got feminine hips.
Look, he's got the he-they boots. Thanks, Gabe. Gabe knows because he wears the he-they boots.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell. They seem to go to a lot of effort not to let me see too much.
Okay.
But you said they left in the direction of the palace, if I remember.
Correct.
Why would you know anybody that was on the inside?
I mean, we know lots of people. We've met lots of people over the years/months, and it's difficult to tell where people end up.
We know a few kobolds.
Mm-hmm.
We know some fae. We stole a deer once.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't steal a deer. We've stolen other stuff.
Yeah, but you specifically stole the deer. I didn't even want to point it
I
out,
didn't
but now that you
steal-
brought it
I
up.
didn't steal the deer.
You did.
It wasn't theft.
I'm sorry, where are your blue notes for that deer? Where's your pink slip?
You're no better than the animal smugglers we sailed over here with.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Bo, don't talk about my family's people who work for my family that way.
All right. That sounds like a lead then. Maybe you could get in disguised as servants.
I mean, don't the servants generally know who works there? Aren't we gonna stand out pretty readily?
He's gonna look over at some of the other members of the resistance group and then look back at you guys kind of with a sigh. Servants is a delicate way to describe the number of people that go into the palace to work.
Oh, Boat, your opportunity to be a concubine at last.
That's not even a little bit what I meant.
We're talking about rat people.
Or clowns.
Oh, entertainers.
Yeah.
Are you saying for entertainment troops?
If everybody
Oh.
if everybody in the palace is like a cholerophobic, then maybe we could make something happen there with a clown costume.
Oh my gosh, Bo, think about this. The Barosians, they gotta be entertained just like anybody else, right? But they probably like different entertainment because they're from Barosia. Maybe like a bear on a ball.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll get a bunch of glue, and then we'll find an animal I can shave, and then we'll glue that to me, and then we'll get a ball, and I can ride the ball in there. Nobody will know.
Wait. There are performers that come to seek an audience with the Emperor.
Okay. Any of them have bear balls?
Well, you have someone that can turn into a bear,
True.
and
But will they?
I assume you have other powerful magicians with you who can conjure something like that.
I could
Wait.
conjure an earthquake.
What?
Not that.
What makes you think Koza can turn into a bear? I've only ever seen Koza turn into an otter and a big drooly dog.
You're thinking of a ferret.
Yeah, that one. A ferret.
Because if you can turn into an otter, a bear's not too far.
Brandon.
I could maybe turn into a bear.
Huh. Nice. I was just not ready to assume that you were able to do such a thing, and I didn't want to, oh, Koza can definitely do this, and then you don't have a chance to say whether or not you can.
If you guys wanted to disguise yourself as performers, you'd be under heavy guard, but it would get you into the palace. The problem is you'll be under heavy guard, and I'm not sure what you'd be able to do under that.
We'd also have to be under a pretty significant amount of outfit and appearance change, because you guys remember that one Wyvern Knight lady had the papers that were like, here's the people you're looking for, and then it was descriptions that were kind of like us, but kind of not like us.
I could wear a luchador mask and a fake mustache, and I could be a different wrestler. My mask could be the Alarian flag, and I could be Mr. Alaria, and then I could play a heel, and they could make fun of me.
You don't. I see what you're doing, and I appreciate the sport. Don't wear an Alarian mask into the palace of the Boros Empire. Don't do that.
You could do the same thing, but wear a Tinkerhaven mask, though.
Mm-hmm. The Tinkerhaven masks are just goggles.
They're big steampunk goggles.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the clothes. Like, you could have that big hat, and we could get you. I could sew something together, and then it could be in like Telerian colors, and you could be like the Tinker or something. Like,
Oh, you could be the Tinkerhaven Tickler.
Maybe not that one.
That sounds like a criminal.
I thought
That's fantastic.
I thought we weren't going the concubine route.
Tickle me this, Batman!
Batman punches him, and then the word that just pops up on screen is consent! Exclamation point.
So, like, that will get you in, and figuring out what kind of performing troupe would be great, but how are you going to operate in the palace at all?
I have a thought. So, if we go the route of having a bear on a ball, then the bear is going to need a ball. So
This is all centered on the bear on the ball. It is the linchpin of this operation.
The bear ball needs to be big. We need a big bear ball. And inside the big bear ball, we'll put Johannes. Because Johannes is small enough to fit in a big bear ball. So that way, once we're under guard, Johannes can slip away in the ball and Katamari his way around the palace and explore, and then report back.
Johannes guinea pig in like a little ball.
I like the description of Hill Katamari his way around the palace, because my assumption is we will then coat the ball in glue, and Johannes will just keep rolling bigger and bigger stuff up until he can roll down entire palace walls.
Eventually he'll roll the palace crown into the Katamari, and then you will be teleported out safely.
We shoot the entire thing into space, where we'll be able to collect it once it's a star.
But the problem is that sometimes I might accidentally roll up the bear we brought in, and then I'm gonna have to be like, bear!
No!
Then you're gonna have to run the ball really hard into the wall, and you'll eventually dislodge it.
I got a damn bear.
Damn bears.
And the level is over.
Well, this seems like quite the plan. I like to be entertained, so I imagine Barosian. If I was a Barosian sort, I also would like to be entertained. Some of the most popular entertainment that I remember when we were at the Palace of Alaria, which is not the Palace of Barosia, as we've heard today, but maybe if there's any overlap, the most popular entertainment were these three. Number 1, jousting. Number 2, informal toots. Number 3, what was that face? Did you smell an informal toot? Alina? Okay, you're just motioning, go on.
Why do you think she puts that veil over her face? It's a charcoal filter.
And number 3, stories, like ballads and poetry and songs about valor. Large tapestries that depict victory on the fields.
I might be a little bit crazy for this, but Boat could very easily slip in as a wrestler. Koza we can get as a trained bear. Solinar could get away with an acrobat, and Johannes, you could pass as a bard. Maybe make up some stories about the valor of the Barosian Knights or something. Really butter them up.
Is that when I pop out of the ball?
I'm not sure putting you in the ball is the wisest decision, but...
Butter up the Barosians after bursting from the big bear ball.
A rejected Susian book.
Oh, by golly gee, I'm ready. Yeah, I think I've been practicing by hanging out with Boat all the time. I feel pretty bardly.
We could actually probably get away with...
Yeah, check this out. While we've been on the road, I know you guys have noticed, but I've been getting pretty good at spoons.
Roll for spoon performance.
Okay. I take out my spoons and I do a 12 spoon.
All right, you do a 12 spoon, which is not like we're going to fill out a concert hall quality spoon performance, but it is, you'll pass somebody performing this on the street and not look at them confused.
Yeah. Hey, Gabe, give me a 12 spoon.
So, you're going to pretend to be performers, get into the palace, question mark, question mark, question mark, success.
Profit. Oh, success. Well, wait. Alita, what are you gonna be?
I don't know.
What are you feeling like, what do you feel like you've got for the entertainment?
Can you do like one of them like Ocean Vari and belly dances?
Exotic dancing.
Do like Uhura's fan dance from Star Trek V.
What is it? What's Fae? What are Fae entertainment?
Do you not remember the whole conversation about how my father thinks I'm the least Fae that has ever existed in the Fae?
You're a faux
Yeah,
Fae.
but that means you're still the most Fae person in this party right here.
That's
I wonder
debatable.
if you could do a lot of shimmering lights, maybe? That seems very Fae.
Maybe we could get away with, like, some kind of weird foreign... like...
Alita, you could be a fortune teller.
Whoa.
Oh!
A Fae fortune teller.
I could get away with that, actually.
Yeah, you've been telling fortunes since when I met you.
Right, exactly.
Okay, yeah, I could get away with that. I'm just gonna have to remember what Artemis wears.
A giant yellow snake.
Okay, I am going to wear more than a snake, if that is all right with everyone.
It sounded like we were going that Ocean Vari and belly dancing route again.
Alita shows up in the Slave for You Britney Spears music video outfit holding a big... Fun fact, just so the audience knows, the snake that she performed with on that one like really huge show that she did with that like costume and that song was named Banana, and it is why that snake is named Banana.
Oh, QPR trivia.
I named it after Britney Spears. Like, it wasn't Britney Spears' snake, but she did a tweet a while back about, like, I wonder how the snake I was with at the VMAs is doing. And then tweeted a little bit later, I just found out he's doing very well, and his name is Banana, and, like, did, like, a little smiley face. And I was like, I have to make a snake named Banana immediately. It brought me joy, so I wanted to put it in the game.
I like it.
I'm for it.
I'm pro Britney too. And I'm definitely pro Britney's not owned snake Banana.
Welcome to 6 Degrees of Quid Pro Roll.
Who decided to make an appearance. You guys don't understand the appearance fee we had to pay Banana to be on this podcast. Oh my god. Like every bit of advertising you've ever heard us done, that doesn't even come close to what the Banana's appearance fee. And honestly, the rider that Banana has, oh my god, the number, like, no green rats, only red and blue ones. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's not, it doesn't even hold a candle to the one time Banana did an intro for QPR and like a little recap.
Yep. And does the whole thing where we're not allowed to have carpets, so we have to rip up all of our carpets every time Banana comes in the studio. And then we gotta put them all back down when they're gone.
No one's allowed to make direct eye contact with Banana. Mm-hmm. Though I will say, the voice that Gabe gave Banana for Banana's like person voice is one of my favorite things. It's so cute.
Speaking of voices and snakes, it's time for you to get your fortune teller voice on and your snake on.
I have to change my voice?
Get your snake on.
Yeah, get your snake on, girl. And you gotta change your voice, and then you gotta, because you have to be telling the fortunes. Like, you have to sound like you're from the future. And then we also need to figure out what Felix is gonna do.
Can we polymorph Felix into a snake?
Everybody looks at Koza.
I could, yeah, I think I could do that.
She's gonna like hold him like you're doing the dangle test on a cat over to like looking at Koza. Will he be like a very big snake?
Let me look up snake stats real quick.
Yeah, I'm just gonna type in how big.
Snake stats!
How big snake?
How
Question
big
mark.
snake?
Snake!
Yep, I'm typing it in. How big snake? And the answer is 25 feet and 2 inches.
Wow.
What? Snake and anaconda?
I typed in how big snake, and it's the first thing that popped up.
No, hold on. I'm not seeing any of. Oh wait, you autocorrect.
Alex put in how big snack.
So as you're holding up Felix, all of a sudden he turns into a constrictor snake.
Alita is immediately, by the size and weight increase of a dragon she's holding out at her full arm length, is immediately going to slam into the ground. Like Inuyasha just was told sit. As big snake Felix kind of like has a moment to adjust to his new body.
You know, before he dropped him, he was totally passing the dangle test.
Yeah, he was passing the dangle test. He's a very good pseudo dragon. He's very calm.
The thing I have to know about Felix, I assume I know the answer to this, but if you were to be holding Felix dangle test style and walk up toward a wall and then go to like gently mash him into the wall, do his little forepaws come out to put them against the wall?
Yes, he will stop. He is going to pass the cat intelligence test as well.
Okay, perfect. All right, good to know.
God, we got...
Terrifyingly large snake, I'm sure will get us into the palace grounds. So bard, fortune teller, acrobat, wrestler, and bear. Trained bear.
Mm-hmm. Now, if we wanted to save a spell slot, we could still shave a dog and glue all the hair to Koza.
We're not shaving a dog!
I would like to, Your Honor, I would like to take this opportunity to use my digression for this episode, and that is that this actually happened back in the, I think it was the late 60s. My dad, who grew up a holler in West Virginia, was playing football with his friends, and they noticed some guy standing behind a tree who looked like a werewolf, and the guy scared the hell out of them, and they all scattered and ran. Turns out it was a weird guy who lived up the hill, and he had legitimately shaved a dog and glued the hair to his face with the intent of spooking children.
Well, that's the most West Virginia thing I've heard today.
Most Scooby-Doo!
Yeah, all he needs to... The only thing
Nonsense.
that makes it more West Virginia is if he was carrying, like, an old glass bottle of Mountain Dew and a pepperoni roll. That's all you need.
Sounds legit.
Well, then it sounds like we have our plan.
Before we do anything like that, obviously, at the point that we're leaving the palace, we would ideally not like to run into a wall of guards outside of the palace. And I've seen what your streets are like right now. They're not great. They're not great for escape of anything. So what can we do for you? Not necessarily to like spark rebellion, but maybe to make it so that your agents can stir up a little bit of additional chaos in the streets.
You want us to help.
I think we need you to help. I don't know that we pull this off without some kind of assistance. Because if we let's look at it this way. We managed to rip off the Emperor. best case scenario, he finds out that we're escaping with his crown as we're leaving the city gates. I assume there's some kind of alarm system that immediately starts to notify people that somebody is doing crimes and the palace wants them captured immediately. If
That
we
does
are
not look good for you.
running from the palace to escape the guards in the palace, and guards outside the palace hear an alarm bell go off, they will see running people and stop us. Well, try to stop us. And if there's enough of them, they will succeed.
All right. If you want our help, there's 3 things that we can do to get ourselves set up better.
Okay.
But one of them is going to be in the palace itself once you're there.
All right, we can have a little side mission while we're in the palace. That's not an issue.
All right, so the first thing is there is a smuggler that has been bringing in something. The scouts haven't been able to confirm what it is, only that it is dangerous, it is magical, and a lot of it keeps going into the palace.
Like big crates of dangerous something?
Big crates, small crates, crates that glow suspiciously from the inside.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's possible. When was the last time they brought a delivery in, do you know?
About a week ago.
No, a week ago would be too recent. I was gonna say I think we put a stop to that, but then maybe they've got another source. Because we stopped 2 smuggling operations back to the Barosian Empire simultaneously. So, at the very least, you should see fewer of those crates going forward.
How many of those crates contained people?
At least the last set that we stopped.
Then you might have stopped one of the shipments. But the person who is... There's somebody controlling it in this city.
Ah, a classic gotta cut the problem off at the head thing. One of those situations.
If you can get rid of whoever that is, that takes away one of the things they are planning. I don't know what it is, but I know it's something I don't want to deal with.
I was honestly really hoping to find the Barosian underground here in Venturian, and was very disappointed when I didn't hear there was one. So, point me whatever direction. I am your agent of decimation of supply lines.
The other thing is there is this advisor that's been coming in fairly recently. Him and some other assistant, I guess. They've been coming and going from the palace, and since they started coming and going, things have been getting worse.
Let me just say how pleased I am to hear you say him, because I thought you were going to say her, and then I was going to ask what she looks like, and if she was like kind of a tall, elven lady, dark hair, really flowy dress. Like, yeah, that would have, we wouldn't have been able to do anything about that one for you. But this one, maybe. We could possibly do something about this one.
Who are you describing, Josh?
Emberlyn?
Emberlyn is blonde.
Oh, blonde hair. Whatever.
Ugly.
It's all the same. Black hair, blonde hair.
Tasteless.
Who knows?
Get rid of that advisor. Get rid of those shipments. Well, whoever's controlling the shipments. And once you're in the palace, there have been a lot of people that have been sold into the palace. They've gone in, they haven't come out. Find them and get them out.
Now, leaving in a crowd of people, that does have significantly higher odds than just us leaving by ourselves. But yeah, we can do all of this. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
tally ho.
Go team!
Well, team, now that we've got things to chase, balls to chase, why don't we make like a pack of ravenous wolves and split up?
Well, okay. I'm
The guy
okay with
turns
that.
his head. I don't think
Where-
that's how that works.
I got one laugh out of Brandon. I'm good.
Where are we going? Like, where
To the
do you have
palace.
any Do you have any leads on this advisor and this smuggler? Like, where are we starting out here?
The advisor is holed up in the Gilded District up by the palace itself. He's staying at some ritzy hotel.
Oh my god. I love ritzy hotels. I know which one I'm going to.
I was gonna say that is not the scene I'm looking for at all.
You're going to be looking towards the south end of town.
Okay, south end of town. And are they coming in via normal means, or are they like getting through town while barely being seen situation?
With the enormous crates that they're bringing through, they have to be getting the okay to come in.
Okay, so I need to go to the south of town and find somewhere where they can be transferring things to the palace with significant checkovers. So probably some kind of warehousing I'll figure that out. Okay, I've got my lead.
So the five of you stand, as you began, in this underground dirt room of the Resistance, holed up in Venturian. Two of you are going to head up north to the Gilded District, close to the palace. And two of you are going to go to the south and try and cut off the resources that the palace is using at their head. You all look at each other for a moment, and you have this sinking feeling that there is a real chance that this is the last time you all see each other.
Wait, what's Alita doing?
Well, howdy there. I want to take a moment while I'm out here enjoying the scenery to thank some of you amazing people who make this production and many more like it possible. Stellar compadres like Bridget the Wise, Kyle Wendling the Clever, Caitlin Allen the Ferocious, Melissa Sweeney the Cunning, Her Majesty the ABO Queen, and Jonathan Cedillo, the Brave. Thank you all, truly. And I'll leave you all with a parting phrase from my homeland, save for only the dearest of friends. May your lives grow to fit your hearts, and wonders flow in times apart. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Alina's painting some nails.
Alina's just like getting like a cucumber mask and just.
Oh, hell yeah.
Spa day. Spa day with Alita.
Oh, that'd be sick if we had our group split three ways, and two of them were intense timelines, and the other one is just like some like really peaceful duty-free music.
Alita drinking
Duty-free music that you buy at the airport.
like 13 cucumbers and a single glass of water. She's got the like mask on. She's got like the steam.
I like the idea that it's Princess with the P, but instead of mattresses and an actual P, it's just 17 cucumbers on your eyes.
Alita's like, I gotta do preparation to be a fortune teller. And then she goes to get a pedicure.
Hell yeah. I'm about that. I think that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Gabe, I'm ending this.
Yep.
I want you to know.
And stop.
That's gonna be done soon. Not yet. In a moment, you're gonna hear me actually turn it off. You're gonna hear the off before it turns. It's gonna sound like this. Bazoo!